Hey guys, how you going? Hope you're all doing very well. This afternoon I'm going to be doing another movie review. This movie is a documentary from the USA, English language, released in the year 2020, directed by Jeremy Norrie, and this film is called Don't Call Me Bigfoot. So Don't Call Me Bigfoot is about the legend of the Bigfoot, a huge ape-like creature that is said to roam the woodlands of the United States and other continents, but it hasn't been proven in concrete. So a lot of people believe it exists, a lot of people don't believe it exists, and so it does split people down the middle. And so this movie documents three people who believe that the Bigfoot does exist, and they're giving their evidence as to why they believe, but then they also address questions that the skeptics have. And so the legend of the Bigfoot's about to be intensified, and what happens in this documentary is something you're going to have to find out for yourself, because that's as far as I'm going with my synopsis. Now my thoughts on Don't Call Me Bigfoot. Coming into this documentary, I expected absolutely nothing, which is the reason why I actually enjoyed this movie quite a bit. This is a film that understands exactly what a documentary is, and what a documentary is something that's impartial. Once the director actually goes into a documentary taking one specific side, this is where you lose all the ambiguity, and good documentaries have ambiguity, and that makes it fun, in that, okay, this is the director that's letting the viewer make up their mind. And that's exactly what Don't Call Me Bigfoot did. It actually kept the legend alive of the Bigfoot. It's not saying, I'm going to go with the majority and say that this is all a hoax, that these people are crazy. I'm actually going to sit back and let the viewer decide what this is, whether these people who've been interviewed are lying or actually telling the truth, because it actually gives evidence for both sides of the story. There are moments where these people are recounting their experiences with the Bigfoot that I thought was very creepy, but there's also explanations as to what these creepy events could have actually been. And so these people who are being interviewed are actually saying there's no concrete evidence, but they're giving their evidence as to why they believe it actually exists. And so you start to scratch your head and think, all right, well, that is really interesting. And so the whole idea of a legend is that excitement of it could exist. And the fact that you don't know exactly, it makes it quite a bit scary, because you can't really brace yourself. And so if you like going into the woods, you always have that creepy sort of legend of the Bigfoot, is that, all right, I might be in trouble here, but then again, it might be a hoax. And so because you don't know, you're kind of off guard. And so that is the excitement. I absolutely love legends, whether it's the legend of the Bigfoot, whether it's here in Australia or the Bunyip in the outback, or even the Loch Ness Monster in Scotland. The fact that so many people have said that they have seen them, and other people say, no, it's all, rubbish, I think it's everything that horror is that, all right, there's a lot of grey areas. So this is a film that, the reason why it was so entertaining is because it was telling both sides, and it was very self-aware. These people who were being interviewed were very self-aware. They realised that skeptics are going to have a lot of questions, and I was relieved to see that those questions were actually addressed. And so again, this is not taking one specific side. And so I had questions myself, and it almost felt like the director knew that I would have these questions. And so in the second half of this documentary, these questions are raised, and these people are giving their answers to these questions in a way that actually made me believe even more in the legend. And so it's a lot of fun. I absolutely love these types of stories, and the fact that this documentary does have a very impartial approach made it really, really entertaining. I really liked the way that Jeremy Norrie went about his business in this one. I thought it was going to be rubbish, but it actually turned out to be really, really good. So it's only an hour. It goes by before you know it, so it never outstays its welcome. And the overall people giving their accounts of these stories, as I said, is very creepy, and it plays a lot on your imagination. And imagination in something that is ambiguous, it creates that monster. And as I said, it's a lot of fun. It's that campfire story where you're telling it and a lot of people believe it's true, and it scares you, but you're not quite sure what you're scared of. And so Jeremy Norrie just gives you an experience that a lot of Bigfoot lovers are going to really appreciate. There are a few issues I have with this documentary. I thought as though a few reenactments could have been a little bit better, because the movie is basically just these interviews with these people, and then these questions are being raised and they're answering them, but there's nothing else going on for it. So I thought a few reenactments actually could have been good, because some of the stories were creepy, and so to actually visualize those stories, I thought actually would have given a little bit more of a different dimension to the overall film. But having said that, it is certainly not a criticism. I thought, though, as far as documentaries are concerned, it was really well done. I had a lot of fun, and it definitely keeps the legend alive and doesn't spoil the party for anyone. So whether you believe the Bigfoot or not, you're still going to get quite a bit out of this documentary, and as a result of that, I'm going to give Don't Call Me Bigfoot 3.5 stars. Alright guys, that's it for my review. Hope you enjoyed it. Till next time, keep watching movies, and I'll see you later. Bye.